Hey guys, it's Alex here, and welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be talking about what just about everybody else is talking about, or at least thinking about, and that is the almighty coronavirus that has practically shut down the global economy over the last week or so. The stock market has dropped more than 20% below its all-time high in just the last couple weeks, which is a sign that our 11-year bull market run may have officially come to an end. The NBA season has been suspended indefinitely, which is an absolute tragedy coming from a die-hard NBA fan, and cities like San Francisco are putting laws in place, such as banning all public gatherings that host more than 1,000 people. Everything is getting postponed until after this coronavirus is taken under control and blows over, if it ever does. This is absolutely insane, and we have never seen anything like this. The last time we saw any sort of economic dip was way back in 2008. However, the current state of the economy is way different than it was 12 years ago, so we almost definitely will not be seeing things happen the way that they did back then. Today I want to talk about 5 ways the coronavirus could potentially affect the housing market. As I mentioned, the state of the economy is very different than it was in 2008, and the 2008 crash was actually a direct result of the collapsing housing market, which if you're curious to learn more about, go ahead and watch The Big Short. It's a great film that details how that all happened, which will not be the case this time around. This is much more along the lines of a natural disaster, which also has major effects on the economy in many different ways, but it's not the same as a major sector of the economy failing altogether. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here are 5 ways the coronavirus could affect the housing market here in 2020. Number 1, interest rates will continue to drop. We have already seen a massive drop in interest rates, more than we have seen in a very long time, and the reason for this is that mortgage rates are directly affected by the demand for the government bond market, and as demand and prices for bonds go up, interest rates tend to fall, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. When people are seeing major decline in instability in riskier investments such as stocks, they tend to sell out of those and buy things that are considered more stable and less volatile, which are government bonds. This has drove interest rates down an insane amount, which is of course fantastic for anybody looking to buy a home right now. Number 2, construction will stall due to material shortages. The new homes and construction industries are most likely going to see some hardships come their way, which will make it even more competitive in the housing market than we are already seeing, since even less homes will be built and become available. The biggest reason for this is the major production stall happening in countries like China, where the US gets a strong portion of their materials from, including building materials and items needed to complete home constructions. When the home construction industry is stalled and builders cannot complete their projects, it puts pressure on the entire housing market, and especially those working in the construction industry. We can expect this to last as long as major manufacturing countries are seeing productivity ceases due to the spread of the virus. Number 3, commercial real estate will be hit the hardest. The biggest sector that is going to be hit during this period of economic instability is the commercial real estate market, because revenues from commercial real estate investments are contingent on getting people out of their homes and spending money. Stores, restaurants, and other types of commercial real estate investments are sure to see a continued dip in their sales as people continue to avoid public places and spend more time at home. This will affect the overall revenues that the commercial real estate investors are able to bring in, and in turn we may see a slight decrease in the value of commercial real estate properties over this period. Residential home sales are not as likely to see the kinds of dips that commercial will see, because home ownership is considered more of a need than a want, like going out to dinner is, for instance. People will continue to have life changes occur in their life and will still need to make housing arrangements according to those changes. Empty nesters are still going to need to downsize, a young family is still going to need to upgrade to a larger home as they begin to have children, and other life changes like that will continue to occur. This, along with the already low inventory of homes on the market, should allow the residential market to withstand a pretty severe economic drop. But who knows? I could be wrong. Number 4. This is more closely related to a natural disaster than it is an economic crisis, meaning a short-term dip is likely, but it is unlikely that we will hit a recession the way that we have in previous eras. In the 2008 economic crash, the world hit rock bottom due to the housing market bubble and lots of lingering debt just sitting around waiting to pounce on the average American homeowner. People were signing up for very crappy mortgage deals, and more specifically, they were getting talked into signing up for adjustable rate mortgages. The way that this works is an adjustable rate mortgage is a mortgage that allows for a very low, or in some cases no payments towards the beginning of your loan payoff period, only to spike up several years down the road, often to the point of not feasibly being able to make your house payment each month for the average American household. People stopped paying their mortgages, leaving the lenders and banks who held the notes to these loans practically bankrupt, since they were on the hook for all that money being loaned out. This is not the case today. People are not being issued loans that they could not feasibly pay, and we have a much stronger and more stable housing market. The reason for the drops in stocks and other industries is due to the panic caused by the global virus, which as of now can just be summed up as similar to a natural disaster that sets our economy back for a period of time until the dust settles. And number 5, the housing market will not change instantly. With all of this being said, none of us actually know what is going to happen. Only time will tell us if this is going to be something that sets off a massive recession, in which case properties and other investments are going to be on the market for pennies on the dollar, or simply a short-term dip due to a so-called natural disaster that has temporarily stalled production and in turn profits. What I can tell you is that nothing will happen instantaneously in the housing market, and if we do see a dip in the market, it will take some time for those prices to reflect in the marketplace. Real estate is not like the stock market where prices instantly reflect what is being bought and sold during the moment. So all we can do is wait and see. And again, I don't predict anything more than a slight temporary dip in the market and maybe even an increase due to continued low inventory and dropping interest rates spurring more competition for homes. But I could be wrong. So take this for what it is, which is just food for thought. And if I am wrong, then as my mentor from Meet Kevin says, don't sue me, bro. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. My prayers go out to you and your loved ones at this time. Hopefully you're safe and sound, sitting at home, cuddled up with your family, and avoiding any infectious germs that might be out there right now. And this is the perfect time to sit at home and watch more of my YouTube videos. So check out the channel. And again, if you like this video, I'd love it if you could like down below and subscribe if you want to see more cool content. I come out with it pretty often. Thank you so much and have a great day.